Okay, it is a time of year when many cities host Christmas tree lightings, but according to the Globe and Mail, there are growing calls to reconsider this tradition. In Italy, for instance, 50,000 people signed a petition calling on Pope Francis to stop the, quote, execution of a 100-foot evergreen tree that was destined for display at the Vatican. So should these majestic old trees be cut down for holiday displays?
I know, but execution. It's
a bit heavy.
It's a little heavy. I'm trying to find out to give about this story because I'm like, this is one tree. We're talking about one tree in a community, not just one tree, but one tree in each community. It's for Christmas. It's for a short period of time. It gives everybody a lot of joy. And in my head, I'm like, there's so many other atrocities that are happening that I feel like, is this what we're wasting our time on? Because I'll just remind everybody, there are 31 long-term drinking water advisories in effect in this country that are affecting Aboriginal people. If I'm gonna get upset about something, I want to be upset about that.
I think you can hold faith to be upset about both.
I know, but it's a tree for Christmas that's going to be decorated when we have bigger issues. But it's a tree, like it is sort of indicative
of the way in which we treat sort of nature. And like, this is a short period of time. I was just at the distillery this past weekend. I love it there. I took my son. They have a giant tree there. I didn't even think about whether or not this was real or fake until this story today. Yeah. Because now that I'm thinking about it, that's a tree that's a habitat for all kinds of animals.
Aren't they going to use that tree for something else and they're going to repurpose the wood?
How long will it take to grow a tree of that size again?
100 years.
It'll take 100 years.
Yeah,
I just don't think it's enough. You can't tell the difference between a fake tree
and I can.
Hey, let me show you this. It's Vancouver Art Gallery. Vancouver Art Gallery. This is their tree. Is this any less delightful than a real tree? No.
I mean, it's a little less special for me.
I disagree.
No, listen, I totally get what you're saying, but I think there's a lot of room for nuance here because I think the word execution is pretty severe, and we all know that deforestation is a problem. Like, we get that nature and attack on climate change and Mother Nature is true. It's real, it's happening, but I don't know that we can pin it and say that the fix is not having a real tree. And I say this because you guys are all aware of the Rockefeller Center, and they've got this massive tree. And I said, I'm curious, where do they find these trees? Are they tree hunting? And they're like, there's the one. We'll knock it down in the middle of the night. Nobody will know. And birds are going to suffer. It's actually not how it happens. And it turns out it's a really beautiful story that there's a tree spotter, and he drives around neighborhoods, and he goes to homeowners. And the reason why you do that, and I know this because this happened on my property, we have very tall trees. They actually become wind hazards. And so if you've got a house close by and it could fall on the house, the city, and often the Rockefeller tree is the perfect example.
Suspicious.
No, this is a true story.
It's true. It's a true story.
The family that donated the tree this year at Rockefeller Center, they were told by their city, your tree is a hazard, you have to cut it down. So they donated it, and guess what? Guess what? That's number two.
Okay.
Number two, the Rockefeller people said, we're not only going to replant one tree to grow, we're going to replant a ton of them. So they're getting a ton more trees. This tree was going to come down and be wasted. So I say this, on my property, we have many trees. Toronto, if you need a tree next year, call me. We lost a massive... I want to show you a photo. We lost a massive, this was just 3 weeks ago. We lost a massive pine. Now the city is like, we're looking at those other trees. They might have to come down. Toronto, call me. I'll donate.
It is convincing. I really like it. But this is how we're going to pay back a 100-year-old tree who's absorbed exactly 1 entire ton of carbon dioxide by cutting it down.
But not all trees are meant, not all trees are meant to last.
It's only one tree, but isn't that exactly how we got to where we are?
But we are also replanting.
We're replanting.
We are replanting all the time.
But do you know how long it'll take for a 100-year-old tree to grow?
I know, but we are doing, we're not just cutting down.
It's a trick question. It's 100 years.
Okay, before we get to blows over here.
It's also the optics of it. Like, we are in an age where we know that we are burning the earth and that we're destroying it. And so it's the optics of just cutting down another tree and being like,
for a couple of weeks.
For a couple of weeks.
Yes, but a lot of them are coming down every day because they have to anyway.
We look for a different solution. I think it's a much better solution. Let the 100-year-old tree win. Go on, sorry.
And then we'll, at the same time, get people some clean drinking water. All right, let's move on. Also
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.